Good morning, although actually it's afternoon here. The reason I'm doing it a day early is because I am sending this off to Maggie Nash in Sydney, Australia. And I just got an email from her saying she was going to bed. And that when she got up in the morning, she'd post this to her uh, on her blog. And so that her readers, her regular readers, can get up first thing in the morning and have this available to them while I'm still asleep. I'm doing this a day in advance. Now, Maggie sent me a long list of questions, but she knew I could only pick a couple. And one thing was she asked if it would be possible to have a sneak peek of an upcoming novel. So I'm going to read to you an excerpt from the book that I'm currently writing. It's called The Cougar Club. That's my working title. By the time it comes out, it may have a different title, and in fact, I don't actually have a publisher for it yet. There are several looking at it, but whether or not which one of them will end up purchasing it, I don't know yet. My agent is in charge of that, and she's much better at it than I am, so I'll let her do her job. The Cougar Club's exactly what it sounds like. It's about four women who are of a certain age, like mine, who for whatever reason their experiences with age-appropriate men aren't working out all that well, so they decide to meet younger men. And in this particular scene, two of the women, Maggie and Kate, are best friends, and they are relating some dates that they have recently been on with age-appropriate men that have not worked out terribly well. And why this scene is near and dear to my heart is the two dates that the dates that each of them relate are actual dates that I have been on in the fairly recent past. Now, the one I'm about to tell you about, although what happened on the date is absolutely true and exactly what happened to me, Kate's reaction is not the reaction I had. Kate's reaction is the reaction that when I was telling somebody about the next day, they said, "You know what you should have done?" And I said, "Oh, I wish I'd done that." So you know how you always think of that snappy answer the next day? I'm letting Kate do the cool thing that I wish I'd done instead of the actual thing that I did. Now, in this scene, to set it up, Maggie has just related her bad date, and Kate says, "Oh, I can top that." And Kate and Maggie are speaking. This may be a little tricky for me to be able to show you who's talking when, because you're not seeing my quotation marks and punctuation and all that. But I'll try to let you hear the difference between the two women. Kate, the society woman, and her best friend Maggie, who is not a society woman. Here's Kate. We'll start off with Kate. Because I finally agreed to go out with them earlier this week. We decided to go for a ride down to the shore while the weather's still nice. How did that go? Oh, swimmingly at first. We were sitting out on the deck of the place down in Old Saybrook. You know the one? Maggie nodded. Says, "Well, he asked me if I liked the beach, and I told him I love the ocean, but with my skin, I just can't afford to spend a day lying in a lounge chair baking myself." Maggie compared Kate's flawless complexion to her own and managed not to flinch. "Sounds reasonable. What did he say to that?" "He said, 'Yes, you do have really nice skin. What color are your nipples?'" Maggie almost choked on the sip she'd just taken. "He didn't! On your first date? And our last, I assure you," said Kate. I asked him to take me back to my car immediately. We'd left it at a commuter parking lot off the highway. That must have been a cozy ride. Oh, it was, especially when he stopped for cigarettes. I thought you only dated non-smokers. He told me he didn't smoke, but after my reaction to the nipple question, he knew he'd already blown it and he didn't have to keep up the deception. But that's not the really crazy part. How much crazier could it get? Kate grinned, obviously enjoying herself, and leaned forward to speak more quietly. "So, I'm sitting there in the passenger seat of his Mercedes. Luckily, I'd made him put the top up to keep the wind from whipping my hair into my eyes. He comes out of the store, walks over to my side of the car, unzips his short, and shows me his penis." Maggie's mouth actually dropped open for a moment. "No!" Kate leaned back, nodding and laughing at the same time. "I kid you not. I guess he figured he had nothing to lose and might as well go for broke. Apparently I was supposed to be overcome with awe at the mighty phallus, because he puts this stupid smirk on his face and asks, 'So, what are my chances of getting lucky this afternoon?' Oh my God. What did you say?" Kate put down her martini. "I didn't say anything. I hit the power door locks, climbed into the driver's seat, and drove away. The asshole had left his keys in the car." Maggie almost spit out her drink. Oh, excellent. What did he do? Maggie shrugged. Excuse me, Kate shrugged. What could he do? He has a roadster. It goes from 0 to 70 in something like 8 seconds. When I looked in the rearview mirror, he was still trying to get his dick back in his pants. Weren't you afraid he'd call the police? And tell them what? Gee, officer, all I did was show her Mr. Happy and the bitch stole my car. Besides, his BlackBerry was still on the dash. It rang, so I chucked it out the window. I'm pretty sure it got run over by a semi. Still, he could have used a payphone. He could have, but it only took me about 20 minutes to get back to my car. I left the Mercedes in the commuter lot with the top down and the keys in the ignition. I figure he had a 50-50 shot of snagging a ride up there before someone stole it. Maggie wiped tears from her eyes. You're right, that does top my story. In fact, that may be the best story I ever heard. I can't believe you took off with his car. I'd probably have frozen up and sat there in the passenger seat petrified. Petrified. Kate, can I be you when I grow up? Yes, I did go on that date. And no, I didn't steal his car, but I wish I had. Actually, as I was driving home, I had to pull over and laugh for about 5 minutes once the absurdity of the situation struck me. And if he ever sees this video, you're such a moron. Okay, let me answer some more questions from Maggie's list. Let's see, what do we have? A good one. Here's one. What is the weirdest thing a reviewer has ever said about one of your books? Okay, I have to answer that one, although it's not actually a reviewer. There's this organization, and I shall not use their name, but they are an organization that believes in mind control, that you can control other people's mind. These are the people that think Chris Angel is real and not a magician. Anyway, I was Googling myself, as we do as writers, and I found out that this mind control group has discovered the Mercy series. Well, in the Mercy series, including, where did I put them? Including Cry Mercy, the reason we're here today, Mercy Hollings has the ability to compel people to obey her. Well, this mind control organization somebody had written a fairly extensive review of the book and said that it's completely obvious to her after having read the book that it's thinly veiled autobiography and that I, in fact, am a mind controller. Yes. This is so very funny because let me tell you what, if I was for mind control, able to control people's minds, I would not be driving a 15-year-old Toyota Corolla, let me tell you that. That is so funny. So I really thought that was a funny one. Let's see, one more question real quick. Okay, name one thing people might not know about you. Oh, maybe it's that I'm a singer. Yeah, I'm a pretty good singer, if I say so myself. And it's not something I do anymore, but it is something I have been. I have been a professional singer. I have been paid to be a singer. It's been a while, and the most singing I've done recently has been, out with my friends having a few drinks and singing karaoke or along with the band. But yes, I am a frustrated entertainer, and takes very little provocation to get me out in public with a microphone in my hand belting out a blues tune. So yes, true confessions. Okay, one more question real quickly. If you make a movie out of any of your books, which one would you pick and who would you cast as hero and heroine? Oh, this is great. Okay, go to storycast.com and look for Cry Mercy because I've actually done this. And this, if you don't know about this website, this is a website where you can go in and say who you think are the characters who should be in any book. Most books are on there. The Storycast crew puts them up, and then you can go in and make your selections. And I will send Maggie the link because I just did my Storycast selections for Cry Mercy, and I'd love to see what you, the readers, think about my selections, and I'd love to see your selections for people to play the characters in the Mercy Hollings series. That's all for today. Thanks, Maggie, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Bye.